Have you ever found yourself wondering if someone likes you, but just won't say it? It's a fascinating and sometimes frustrating mystery, right? Especially when it comes to women, understanding their subtle cues can feel like decoding a secret language. But don't worry, you're not alone in this. Women often have their reasons for not openly expressing romantic interest. Maybe she's shy, afraid of rejection, or just wants to play it cool. But here's the thing. Emotions have a way of revealing themselves, no matter how hard someone tries to hide them. That's where the beauty of observation comes in. Today, we're diving deep into the subtle signs that indicate she likes you, even if she's not saying it outright. These signs aren't just random behaviors. They're rooted in body language, psychology, and human interaction. When you know what to look for, you can unlock the truth behind her feelings. In this video, we'll cover 9 telltale signs she secretly likes you, but won't admit it. From the way she looks at you to how she acts around you, these behaviors speak louder than words. So, if you're curious whether she's just being nice or secretly crushing on you, stick around. By the end, you'll not only recognize these signs, but also understand the psychology behind them. Let's decode this mystery and take a step closer to understanding what she's not saying, but showing in every little interaction. Let's get started. When it comes to romantic attraction, body language is often the loudest voice in the room. Even if she doesn't say she likes you, her movements, gestures, and posture can reveal her true feelings. Let's break down the most telling signs. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and in this case, they might be a window into her feelings. If she's maintaining eye contact more than usual, it's a strong sign she's drawn to you. Notice if her gaze lingers a little longer, or if she looks away shyly after catching your eye. This push and pull often indicates she's interested, but hesitant to show it too obviously. Subconsciously, people tend to mirror the actions of those they're attracted to. If you take a sip of your drink and she does the same, or if you lean forward and she follows suit, it's a subconscious way of creating a connection. This phenomenon, called mirroring, is a psychological cue that signals comfort and interest. Have you noticed that she always finds a reason to sit closer to you or stand near you in a group setting? This isn't random. Being physically close is a way to feel connected without saying a word. Pay attention to how often she leans in while talking or chooses a spot next to you even when other seats are available. Touch is a powerful indicator of attraction. If she brushes her hand against yours, places her hand on your arm while laughing, or finds subtle ways to make physical contact, it's often not accidental. These small gestures are her way of building intimacy without being too overt. When a woman is nervous or excited, she might fidget with her hair, earrings, or necklace. This isn't just a habit. It's a biological response to being around someone she's attracted to. If you catch her twirling her hair or adjusting her appearance frequently when she's with you, it's a strong clue she's interested. Body language experts agree that posture says a lot about how someone feels. If she's facing you directly, keeping her arms uncrossed, and maintaining an open stance, she's likely fully engaged and comfortable with you. On the flip side, a closed-off posture might indicate nervousness or hesitation, but even this can suggest attraction in certain contexts. If she blushes easily or laughs a lot around you, even at your bad jokes, it's a sign that she feels something more than friendship. Nervous laughter often happens when someone feels giddy or flustered in your presence. Understanding these cues requires a bit of psychological insight. Often, these behaviors occur subconsciously, meaning she might not even realize she's doing them. That's what makes body language such a reliable indicator. It bypasses the logical mind and reveals her raw emotions. In the early stages of attraction, people often mask their feelings out of fear of rejection. But her body language? It rarely lies. By paying close attention to these subtle but powerful signs, you'll start to see the truth behind her actions. Words can be just as revealing as actions when it comes to uncovering someone's true feelings. If she's secretly into you, the way she communicates will often give her away. Here's how to recognize the verbal clues she might not even realize she's leaving behind. Have you noticed that her tone of voice changes when she talks to you? Maybe it softens or becomes more animated. A subtle shift in tone often indicates emotional engagement. When someone is attracted to you, They naturally want their voice to reflect warmth and friendliness, creating a comforting and inviting atmosphere. Additionally, pay attention to her volume. If she speaks more quietly or leans in when talking, it could be her way of creating a sense of intimacy, even in a public setting. On the flip side, a higher-pitched or excited tone might show enthusiasm and nervous energy. We all like to think we're funny, but let's face it, some of our jokes don't land. If she's laughing at your one-liners that no one else finds amusing, it's a good sign she's into you. Laughter is a bonding mechanism, and when someone likes you, they often laugh to show they enjoy your company, even if your joke was subpar. This type of response is rooted in psychology. Laughter releases dopamine, a feel-good hormone that creates a positive association with the person making them laugh. If she's smiling and laughing often when you're around, take note. One of the biggest giveaways is the depth of the questions she asks. Does she go beyond the typical small talk and ask about your dreams, goals, or personal life? Open-ended questions like, what inspires you? Or, how did you get into this hobby? Show she's genuinely interested in knowing you on a deeper level. This behavior indicates she's seeking common ground and wants to establish an emotional connection. It's also a sign she values your opinions and perspective. Notice if she goes out of her way to initiate conversations. Does she text you first or find excuses to start a dialogue? This effort to keep communication alive shows she values your interactions. For instance, she might text you about a random topic, comment on something you posted online, or casually mention a shared interest. These small efforts are often her way of showing that you're on her mind, even if she doesn't explicitly say it. Compliments are an obvious way to show interest, but when someone is trying to be discreet, they might keep their praise low-key. Instead of outright saying, "I like you," she might compliment your sense of humor, your taste in music, or even something specific like your choice of shoes. These subtle compliments are her way of expressing admiration without putting herself in a vulnerable position. Pay attention to how often she compliments you. It might reveal more than you think. When someone likes you, they pay attention to what you say, and they remember it. Maybe you mentioned your favorite band in passing, and she later surprises you by bringing it up. Or perhaps you talked about a stressful project at work, and she checks in to see how it went. This attentiveness shows she's invested in your life and wants to build a connection. People rarely remember minor details unless they care about the person sharing them. Another way she might show interest is by emphasizing shared interests or experiences. For example, if you mention you love hiking, she might suddenly express interest in going on a trail herself. This isn't necessarily deceitful. It's a way of aligning her interests with yours to strengthen the bond. Psychologically, this tactic, called reciprocal liking, is about creating compatibility. By highlighting what you have in common, she's subtly signaling that you'd make a good match. When someone likes you, they'll show it by giving you their undivided attention. Notice if she puts her phone away or ignores distractions when you're talking. Does she nod, smile, and make affirming comments like, "That's so interesting," or "Tell me more"? This level of attentiveness shows that she's genuinely interested in what you're saying and values your presence. Lastly, if she's putting an extra effort to keep the conversation alive, it's a clear sign she enjoys talking to you. This might mean asking follow-up questions, responding quickly to your messages, or steering the conversation toward personal topics. For example, if you mention a recent trip, she might ask about the highlights or suggest places you could visit next. These conversational breadcrumbs are her way of ensuring the dialogue doesn't fizzle out. Communication is a cornerstone of human connection, and the way someone talks to you speaks volumes about their feelings. Verbal cues often reveal what body language might miss, offering a more direct glimpse into her emotions. Remember, it's not just about the words she says, but also how she says them. Whether it's her tone, attentiveness, or choice of topics, these subtle hints often point to deeper feelings. When it comes to deciphering feelings, actions often reveal what words cannot. Even if she doesn't verbalize her emotions, her behavior might be full of clues about how she truly feels. Let's explore how her actions may be speaking louder than words when it comes to her secret admiration for you. One of the most telling signs of her interest is her willingness to lend a hand whenever you need it. Does she offer help with tasks, even when it's inconvenient for her? For instance, she might volunteer to proofread a project, help you move, or run errands with you. These gestures demonstrate she values your well-being and wants to be there for you. This behavior is often rooted in the concept of acts of service, a love language where actions are used to show care and affection. By making your life easier, she's quietly expressing her desire to be a significant part of it. Pay attention to how well she remembers small details about your life. Maybe you mentioned your favorite coffee order once, and she surprises you with it on a busy morning. Or perhaps she recalls the name of your childhood pet or your favorite band. These moments aren't just random, they're intentional. Remembering and acting on these little details shows she's listening to you and genuinely invested in who you are as a person. Does she find small ways to brighten your day? Whether it's sending a thoughtful text, surprising you with a gift, or organizing something fun for you to do together, these efforts signal that she enjoys making you happy. For example, if she notices you've had a tough week, she might suggest grabbing dinner at your favorite spot or send you a playlist of songs to cheer you up. These thoughtful gestures often stem from a deep emotional connection. Actions speak volumes during moments of difficulty or need. If she consistently shows up for you during challenging times, it's a strong indication of her feelings. Maybe she stays up late to help you prepare for a presentation, listens to your problems without judgment, or offers solutions to ease your stress. Her willingness to be your support system, even when it's inconvenient, demonstrates her commitment and care. Time is one of the most valuable things someone can give, and if she's making time for you, even when she's busy, it's a major sign of interest. Does she cancel plans to hang out with you? Or suggest activities that allow you to spend quality time together? This prioritization shows that you're not just another acquaintance. You hold a special place in her life. Even subtle changes, like rearranging her schedule to accommodate yours, reveal her dedication to building a connection. Does she cheer you on when you're working towards something important? Whether it's a career milestone, a fitness goal, or a personal project, her encouragement and support are signs she's invested in your success. For instance, she might research opportunities that align with your ambitions, help you prepare for an interview, or simply remind you how capable you are. Her actions in these moments reflect her desire to see you thrive, not just as a friend, but as someone she deeply admires. True affection often comes with a willingness to make sacrifices. Maybe she gives up her weekend plans to help you with a last-minute favor or chooses an activity you love over one she prefers. These acts might seem small, but they're significant. They show she values your happiness and is willing to compromise to see you smile. As mentioned earlier, some people express love through actions rather than words. Acts of service, such as cooking you a meal, tidying up something for you, or taking care of a task you've been putting off, can be her way of communicating her feelings without explicitly saying, "I like you." This form of expression is especially common in people who are shy or unsure about confessing their emotions verbally. By taking care of you in practical ways, she's showing she cares deeply about your comfort and well-being. Does she suggest doing things together that you'll both enjoy? Whether it's going to a concert, taking a day trip, or simply watching a movie, these shared experiences are her way of building memories with you. Creating these moments allows her to strengthen your bond while subtly conveying her desire to spend more time together. If she's quick to defend you or express concern for your safety and well-being, it's a clear indicator that she cares. For example, she might advise you against making a risky decision or step in when someone is treating you unfairly. This protective instinct shows that she's emotionally invested in your happiness and security. Not everyone feels comfortable openly admitting their feelings, especially in the early stages of attraction. There are several reasons why she might choose to express herself through actions instead. She might be worried about being vulnerable or risking rejection if she verbalizes her feelings. Some people are taught to express emotions subtly rather than overtly. By showing rather than telling, she might be testing the waters and seeing how you respond before taking things to the next level. It's important to observe her behavior over time and in different situations. One kind gesture might not mean much on its own, but a consistent pattern of thoughtfulness and care is often a sign of deeper feelings. When evaluating her actions, consider how she treats others. If she's uniquely attentive to you compared to her friends or colleagues, it's a strong indicator that her feelings go beyond friendship. One of the most puzzling yet intriguing aspects of deciphering hidden feelings is the phenomenon of mixed signals. Have you ever felt like one moment she's incredibly warm and engaging, and the next, she seems distant or indifferent? These behaviors can leave you scratching your head and second-guessing everything. Let's delve into why this happens, what it might mean, and how you can decode her mixed signals. Mixed signals refer to behaviors that send conflicting messages. For instance, she might laugh at all your jokes and engage in deep conversations one day, but seem aloof or distracted the next. This back and forth can be frustrating, but it's often not as random as it seems. Mixed signals are a way some people express their internal conflict, wanting to show interest while also guarding their vulnerability. For women who secretly like someone, these signals often stem from deeper emotions or fears. One of the most common reasons behind mixed signals is fear of rejection. She might feel a strong connection with you, but worry about what will happen if her feelings aren't reciprocated. For example, she might flirt with you in subtle ways, complimenting you, making prolonged eye contact, but then pull back and act neutral. This pattern allows her to test the waters without fully exposing her emotions. If you respond positively, she might feel more confident about expressing her feelings over time. Societal expectations and personal upbringing can also play a role in why she's hesitant to reveal her feelings. In some cultures or social circles, women are taught to let the man take the lead in romantic pursuits. This can lead to behaviors that seem contradictory. She might be eager to show interest, but cautious about overstepping boundaries. For instance, she might show genuine excitement when you're around, but avoid initiating plans. This isn't because she's uninterested. It's because she's waiting for you to take the first step. Mixed signals can also stem from uncertainty about your level of interest. If you haven't given her clear indications of your feelings, she might hold back to avoid embarrassment or disappointment. In this case, her behavior might include teasing or joking about romantic topics to gauge your reaction, being playful one moment but pulling back to see if you'll chase her, testing your level of attention by becoming distant to see if you notice or care. These behaviors are her way of figuring out whether you feel the same way about her. The classics playing hard to get approach is another common source of mixed signals. While it can be frustrating, it's often a strategy to maintain mystery and pique your interest. For example, she might take her time replying to your texts, avoid being too available, or downplay her feelings when asked directly. This doesn't mean she's not interested. It's a way of building anticipation and ensuring you're truly invested in pursuing her. Psychologically, this tactic can make her appear more desirable because it creates a sense of challenge and intrigue. Playfulness is a subtle yet effective way to express attraction without being too obvious. If she teases you, jokes about your quirks, or lightly pokes fun at you, it's often a sign that she feels comfortable and connected to you. For instance, she might mock your obsession with a hobby or nickname you based on something silly you did. While these actions might seem casual, they're often her way of showing affection and building rapport. Have you ever noticed her pulling away right after a particularly close or meaningful interaction? This behavior is common among people who feel vulnerable or overwhelmed by their emotions. For example, she might avoid you for a few days after a great date or conversation. She might act indifferent or distracted in group settings. She might downplay or dismiss compliments you give her. This distancing isn't necessarily a sign of disinterest. It could be her way of processing her feelings or protecting herself from getting hurt. Mixed signals often serve as a way for her to test your interest. By alternating between warmth and distance, she's likely trying to see how much effort you'll put into pursuing her. For example, she might cancel plans to see if you'll suggest rescheduling, act disinterested to see if you'll still try to engage her, avoid initiating contact to see if you'll make the first move. These tests might seem confusing, but they're her way of ensuring that your feelings are genuine and not just fleeting interest. Decoding mixed signals requires patience and attentiveness. Here's how you can navigate this situation. Look for patterns in her behavior. Is there a recurring theme of her pulling away after getting close? If you feel comfortable, address the mixed signals directly in a lighthearted or non-confrontational way. Demonstrating consistent interest can help reassure her that you're genuinely invested. Ultimately, the key is to focus on the bigger picture. If her overall behavior shows care, attention, and effort, her mixed signals likely stem from her own fears or insecurities, not a lack of interest. Deciphering someone's hidden feelings can feel like solving a puzzle, especially when it comes to understanding subtle behaviors and mixed signals. Throughout this video, we've explored the 9 signs that she might secretly like you, but isn't ready to say it out loud. From her body language and the way she communicates to the actions she takes, and even the mixed signals she sends, each of these signs offers a glimpse into her feelings. While no single sign can confirm her attraction, paying attention to these subtle cues can help you gain clarity about her emotions. The key is to look at the bigger picture and consider how these signs align with your interactions. Relationships are complex, and understanding someone's hidden feelings requires patience, empathy, and a willingness to observe without judgment. Now, it's time to reflect. Have you noticed any of these signs in someone you've been spending time with? Are there moments you might have overlooked? Share your experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more insights into relationships and human dynamics. See you in the next video.